Question 1. As you approach an intersection with a flashing yellow light, you should A. Stop before crossing the intersection. B. Slow down and proceed with caution. C. Wait for a green light before proceeding. Correct answer, B. Slow down and proceed with caution. A flashing yellow light warns drivers to slow down, check for cross traffic, and proceed with caution. Question 2. What precautions should a driver take at a railroad crossing with no barriers or lights? A. Slow down, look, and listen for trains. B. Speed up to cross the tracks quickly. C. Ignore the crossing if no train is visible. Correct answer, A. Slow down, look, and listen for trains. Always be cautious at railroad crossings without barriers or lights. Look and listen for trains to ensure the crossing is safe before proceeding. Question 3. How can a driver ensure they are maintaining a safe following distance during heavy traffic? A. Keep a 2-car gap behind the vehicle in front. B. Follow as closely as possible to avoid being cut off. C. Use the 3-second rule to maintain a safe distance. Correct answer, C. Use the 3-second rule to maintain a safe distance. The 3-second rule allows enough time to react to sudden stops or changes in traffic conditions. Question 4. What should a driver do if they encounter an uncontrolled intersection in a residential area? A. Speed up to cross quickly. B. Yield to vehicles on the right. C. Stop and wait for other vehicles to pass. Correct answer, B. Yield to vehicles on the right. The standard rule for uncontrolled intersections is to yield to vehicles approaching from the right. Question 5. When is the hand-over-hand steering method most appropriate? A. When driving at high speeds on a highway. B. When turning at low speeds, parking, or recovering from a skid. C. When driving in a straight line for long distances. Correct answer, B. When turning at low speeds, parking, or recovering from a skid. The hand-over-hand steering method is specifically designed for situations requiring precise control of the steering wheel, such as low-speed turns, parking, or skid recovery. It is not suitable for high-speed driving or maintaining a straight line, as it involves frequent hand movements that could reduce stability at higher speeds. Question 6. How far can cargo extend beyond the right fender of a passenger vehicle? A. 4 inches. B. 6 inches. C. 8 inches. Correct answer, B. 6 inches. Stuff sticking out of your car can't go more than 6 inches past the right fender. It's a safety thing, keeps the road clear and your load in check. 4 inches is too strict, and 8 inches is pushing it too far. Question 7. What should you avoid when exiting a highway? A. Signaling your intention to exit. B. Crossing over solid lines. C. Checking your blind spots. Correct answer, B. Crossing over solid lines. You should never cross over solid lines when exiting a highway. Solid lines indicate that lane changes are prohibited, and crossing them is illegal and unsafe. Question 8. After selling your vehicle, how many days do you have to notify the DMV? A. 10 days. B. 30 days. C. 5 days. Correct answer, C. 5 days. You are required by law to notify DMV within 5 calendar days from the date you sell or transfer the title or interest in your vehicle and deliver possession of the vehicle to another owner. Question 9. When is parking in a crosshatched diagonal lines area allowed? A. It is never allowed to park in a crosshatched diagonal lines area. B. If the area is at least 20 feet away from a railroad track. C. If the area is labeled as a bicycle lane, unless otherwise posted. Correct answer, A. It is never allowed to park in a crosshatched diagonal lines area. Question 10. This sign means A. Merging traffic is approaching from the right. B. Winding road ahead. C. Right lane ends ahead, stay to the left. Correct answer, C. Right lane ends ahead, stay to the left. This sign is used on multi-lane highways to warn you of a reduction in the number of traffic lanes in the direction you are traveling. Be prepared to change lanes or to allow other vehicles to merge into your lane. Question 11. Who has the right of way when a vehicle is turning left and a pedestrian is crossing without a signal? A. The vehicle turning left. B. The pedestrian. C. Whoever arrived at the intersection first. Correct answer, B. The pedestrian. According to the right-of-way rules, pedestrians always have the right of way, even when there is no traffic signal. When a vehicle is turning left, it must check for pedestrians and yield to any pedestrian crossing the street, regardless of whether there is a signal or crosswalk. The rule explicitly states, give the right of way to any pedestrian or approaching vehicle that is close enough to be dangerous. Question 12. How far in advance should you signal before exiting a highway? A. 1 second, approximately 50 feet. B. 3 seconds, approximately 200 feet. C. 5 seconds, approximately 400 feet. Correct answer, C. 5 seconds, approximately 400 feet. You should signal at least 5 seconds, approximately 400 feet, before exiting to give other drivers adequate notice of your intention to exit. Question 13. What is a key step to take before changing lanes safely? A. Slow down significantly to check traffic. B. Look over your shoulder to check blind spots. C. Weave between lanes to find an opening. Correct answer, B. Look over your shoulder to check blind spots. Before changing lanes, drivers must signal, check mirrors, and look over their shoulder in the direction of the lane change to check blind spots. Slowing down isn't always necessary, and weaving between lanes is unsafe and discouraged. Checking blind spots ensures no vehicles, motorcyclists, or bicyclists are missed. Question 14. What is an essential step to take when parking on any hill? A. Leave the vehicle in neutral. B. Set the parking brake. C. Turn off the headlights. Correct answer, B. Set the parking brake. The guidelines emphasize setting the parking brake when parking on a hill, in addition to leaving the vehicle in park or in gear for manual transmission. This prevents the vehicle from rolling due to equipment failure, regardless of the slope or direction. Question 15. What is the minimum distance you should maintain when passing a bicyclist if you cannot change lanes? A. 1 foot. B. 3 feet. C. 5 feet. Correct answer, B. 3 feet. The guidelines specify that if you cannot change lanes to pass a bicyclist, you must allow at least 3 feet of space between your vehicle and the bicyclist. If this clearance isn't possible, you should not pass until it is safe to provide 3 feet, ensuring the bicyclist's safety. Question 16. What should a driver do when approaching a no left turn sign at an intersection? A. Make a U-turn instead. B. Proceed straight or turn right. C. Make the left turn if there is no traffic. Correct answer, B. Proceed straight or turn right. A no left turn sign means you are not allowed to make a left turn at the intersection. You must proceed straight or make a right turn instead. Question 17. A red painted curb means A. Loading zone. B. No parking, stopping, or standing. C. Parking for disabled person. Correct answer, B. No parking, stopping, or standing. Red curbs indicate fire lanes or emergency zones where stopping is prohibited. Question 18. It is illegal to park your vehicle. A. In an unmarked crosswalk. B. Within 3 feet of a private driveway. C. In a bicycle lane. Correct answer, A. In an unmarked crosswalk. You may not park in a crosswalk, marked or unmarked. However, you may park in a bicycle lane if no parking sign is posted and your vehicle does not block cyclists. Question 19. What does this rectangular red sign with white lettering indicate? A. Continue going in this direction. B. Do not go this way. C. Park your car on the side of the road. Correct answer, B. Do not go this way. This sign signifies that the indicated lane is intended for traffic moving in the opposite direction, and this lane should not be entered. Question 20. If you are continually being passed on the right and left while driving in the center lane of an expressway, you should A. Stay in the center lane. B. Move to the lane on your right. C. Move to the lane on your left. Correct answer. B. Move to the lane on your right. If a road has 4 or more lanes with two-way traffic, drive in the right lanes unless you are passing or turning left. If you are on an interstate highway and are driving below the speed of the flow of traffic, use the right lane. Question 21. When parking downhill with a curb, you should A. Turn your wheels toward the curb. B. Turn your wheels away from the curb. C. Leave your wheels straight. Correct answer. A. Turn your wheels toward the curb. When parking downhill with a curb, turn your wheels toward the curb. This way, if the brakes fail, the car rolls into the curb and stops, not into traffic. Turning away, B, or leaving them straight, C, could let the car roll dangerously downhill. Question 22. Reaction time is slower after A. Drinking alcohol. B. Sleeping. C. Working hard. Correct answer. A. Drinking alcohol. Alcohol slows your reflexes and reaction time, reduces your ability to see clearly, and makes you less alert. As the amount of alcohol in your body increases, your judgment worsens and your driving skills decrease. You will have trouble judging distances, speeds, and the movement of other vehicles. Question 23. At an all-way stop, if two vehicles arrive simultaneously, who has the right of way? A. The vehicle on the left. B. The vehicle on the right. C. The larger vehicle. D. Both can proceed at the same time. Correct answer B. According to the intersections section, at an all-way stop, where there's a stop sign on all 4 corners, if 2 vehicles arrive at the same time, the rule is simple. Give the right of way to the vehicle on your right. This helps avoid confusion and keeps traffic moving safely. The vehicle on the left, A, waits, size doesn't matter, C, and both can't go at once, D, because that could cause a crash. So the vehicle on the right, B, goes first. Question 24. What is the maximum speed you can pass a stopped bus at a safety zone? A. 5 miles per hour. B. 10 miles per hour. C. 15 miles per hour. Correct answer. B. 10 miles per hour. When a bus is stopped at a safety zone or light, you can creep by at no more than 10 miles per hour. It's a slow roll to keep things safe for anyone stepping off or waiting nearby. Faster than that, like 15 miles per hour, risks trouble, and 5 miles per hour is overly cautious. Question 25. Who can legally park at a blue curb? A. Anyone picking up passengers. B. A disabled person with a special placard. C. A zero-emission vehicle owner. Correct answer. B. A disabled person with a special placard. Blue curbs are reserved for parking by disabled persons or those driving them, provided they display a special placard or license plate. This is distinct from white curbs, pick-up/drop-off, or spaces for zero-emission vehicles, which have different rules. Question 26. What should you do if an emergency vehicle is approaching with flashing lights and sirens? A. Stop immediately in your lane. B. Speed up to clear the road faster. C. Pull over to the right and stop. Correct answer C. Give the right of way to any law enforcement vehicle, fire engine, ambulance, or other emergency vehicle using a siren and red lights. Failure to pull over may result in a ticket. Drive to the right edge of the road and stop until the emergency vehicles have passed. Question 27. How many vehicle lengths should you back up in a straight line? A. 2 vehicle lengths. B. 3 vehicle lengths. C. 4 vehicle lengths. Correct answer. B. 3 vehicle lengths. When practicing straight line backing, you're supposed to reverse for a distance equal to 3 times the length of your vehicle. This gives you enough space to work on keeping the car steady and straight. 2 lengths would be too short, and 4 would be unnecessarily long for the exercise. Question 28. What's the penalty for assaulting a highway worker? A. A fine up to $1,000. B. A fine up to $2,000 and up to 1 year in prison. C. A warning and community service. Correct answer. B. A fine up to $2,000 and up to 1 year in prison. If you go after a highway worker, it's serious, up to $2,000 in fines and a year behind bars. It's a big deal because they're out there keeping roads safe. A smaller fine or a slap on the wrist doesn't cut it for that kind of behavior. Question 29. If you want to turn right in a multi-lane roundabout, which lane should you choose? A. The left lane. B. The right lane. C. Either lane. Correct answer. B. The right lane. For a right turn in a roundabout with multiple lanes, you pick the right lane to enter and exit. It's the most direct path, keeping you on the outer edge for a quick turn-off. The left lane is for going further around, and either doesn't fit this specific move. Question 30. What should you avoid doing when driving near a large vehicle? A. Passing on the right side. B. Changing lanes directly in front of it to exit. C. Signaling your intentions. Correct answer. B. Changing lanes directly in front of it to exit. Darting in front of a truck to hit an exit is a bad move. It needs that space ahead to stop safely, and cutting in close leaves no room for error. Passing on the right isn't ideal either, but it's not the main no-no here. Always pass on the left instead. Question 31. What's a safe following distance behind a motorcycle? A. 1 second. B. 2 seconds. C. 3 seconds. Correct answer. C. 3 seconds. Give a motorcycle some breathing room, about 3 seconds of following distance. That way, if they hit the brakes hard or take a spill, you've got time to react and not plow into them. Less than that, like 1 or 2 seconds, cuts it too close for safety. Question 32. What's the minimum distance you should keep from an emergency vehicle with its siren on? A. 100 feet. B. 200 feet. C. 300 feet. Correct answer. C. 300 feet. Stay at least 300 feet back from an emergency vehicle when its siren or lights are blaring. Tailgating closer, like 100 or 200 feet, messes with their work and breaks the law. That distance gives them room to do their job without you crowding in. Question 33. What height allows a child to use a regular safety belt instead of a restraint system? A. 4 feet 6 inches. B. 4 feet 9 inches. C. 5 feet. Correct answer. B. 4 feet 9 inches. Children who are 8 years old or older, or at least 4 feet 9 inches tall, may use a properly secured safety belt that meets federal standards. Question 34. What should you do when a vehicle using high beams comes toward you? A. Flash your high beams in response. B. Look towards the right side of the road. C. Keep looking directly at the headlights. Correct answer. A. Flash your high beams in response. If a vehicle using high beams comes toward you, flash your high beams quickly a few times. If the driver does not dim their lights, look toward the right side of the road. This will keep you from being blinded by the other vehicle's headlights. Question 35. If you need to make a sudden stop and your vehicle is equipped with ABS, you should: A. Pump the brakes. B. Press and hold the brake firmly. C. Gently tap the brakes. Correct answer. B. Press and hold the brake firmly. ABS prevents wheel lockup and allows you to maintain steering control while braking hard. With four-wheel ABS, you just press the brake pedal hard and hold it. The ABS stops the wheels from locking up, so you don't skid. Pumping, A, or tapping, C. The brakes is for cars without ABS, not for this situation. Question 36. What does this sign indicate? A. An underpass. B. A repair shop for trucks. C. A side road at a railroad crossing. Correct answer. C. A side road at a railroad crossing. This sign warns that a side road crosses a railroad track. Use caution when making a turn onto the side road. Thanks for watching. If you find this video helpful, please like this video and share it with your friends and family groups.